GT, you're up. All right.
Hello there.
How you doing?
What's up, brother?
Are you a Muslim?
An X1. Some few
Say that,
questions.
say that again.
I'm an ex-Muslim with few questions, if you may.
You're an ex-Muslim.
Yes.
Okay. Where do you stand now?
I'm an atheist.
You're an atheist.
hmm
Okay. What's your question, bro?
Thanks a lot for allowing me. So I know that the general idea about. By the way, I'm from Saudi Arabia. So English is not my first language, but I could try. Anyway, moving on to the question. So I know that who God is three persons. What God is, that's one essence, right? So the Father is not the Son is not the Holy Spirit is not the Father, like on like a personal level, but they have they share the same divine essence. Now my
That's
question is the Father the Son in essence?
no. When you say is the Father the Son, you're talking about persons. They just share the same essence as you greatly you just
Yeah, but
explained.
I mean, so the Father is not the Son in essence.
Well, that's a wrong question. The Father and the Son, you're talking about persons. You're talking about hypostasis. So they are not the same hypostasis. They are the same essence, though.
Yeah, so they're the same essence, meaning so the essence itself as a being isn't considered Father or Son or any or Holy Spirit. These things, I'm sorry, these persons are just coming out of emerging from the essence. So the essence itself is as separate from the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, right?
Well, no. Well, really, you have a distinction between what a being or essence is, and then personhood or hypostasis. So that's where within your question you're conflating the two. So
No, no. What I mean is, I know that the Father is not the Son. I mean, each of them is self-identified, self-recognized that he is not the other person. I'm
just
well
really
aware of it.
just to make sure, like, so you said you're an ex-Muslim, so you don't believe Muhammad's a prophet.
No,
So you can say right now that Muhammad is a false prophet.
I could say he's a pedophile.
Oh yeah, you for sure ain't a Muslim. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So you have the distinction between the essence and the hypostases, the essence and the persons, and you have, you know, you're not gonna say, oh, so is the Father the Son in essence? No, you don't. That's not what you say. You have this Father, Son, and Holy Spirit that share the same divine essence. The Father begets the Son, so and the Spirit proceeds out of the Father's essence. So really, you can have what is the monarchical Trinity.
So, did the Son emerge from the Father? Was he somehow, just
He's
to simplify
he's
it,
he's
he?
brought forth, like he's begotten from the Father. He's brought forth from the Father's essence.
So just to put it on a human, like within the limitation of human logic, just to oversimplify it, in that sense, we could say that the Son used to be inside of the Father, just to
No,
portray an image.
this is an eternal generation. It's as if, like, you know how the sun brings forth light automatically. Like that's just what, like the sun in the sky, like it brings forth light, right? Automatically. Now imagine if you have an eternal sun. If the sun is always there, then it's always bringing forth light. So there's not a time where light is not being brought forth. It's an eternal generation.
Okay, so when it comes to the mind, like the control of God, it's shared among them. It's within it's within the essence, right? It's not something within the Father himself, right? It's in the essence.
Well, the essence belongs to the Father and is shared or attributed to the Son and the Spirit as well. So, what's up, Sam?
Yeah, I want to call this guy out. So his questioning, I have a good sense of discernment. My friend, why are you so concerned about the logical consistency of the Trinity? If the Trinity is logically consistent, would you accept the Trinity?
Well, it's not about the logical. I was just trying to understand it.
No, what
When
I'm
it comes,
asking you, my question is specific, because now I'm going to see if you're sincere, if you're just putting on a facade. Because, to me, people are guilty until proven innocent. But to my friend, people are innocent until proven guilty. If the Trinity is logically consistent, will you accept the Trinity?
acceptance, and when it comes to what, to logically accept
God
it?
exists, and that the triune God exists, and Jesus is your God and judge?
Well, accepting it logically doesn't mean that God exists. These are two
Would
separate
you
things. So,
accept that the triune God exists if it makes logical? Stop the tap dance. This is the third time I asked you the question.
these two things got nothing to do with one another. You and
Let
I
me ask
both
it a
know that.
fourth time. I'm going to ask it a fourth time. Since your argument is based on the logical coherence of the Trinity, if it's shown to be logically coherent, you're just admitting you still wouldn't accept it. So why are you asking?
I wasn't trying to defy or to get this gotcha moment when it comes to logical. I was just trying to understand the Trinity and the connection.
Let me ask it a fifth time. Here, let me ask God's logic. Maybe I'll let him answer
No,
for you.
you don't need to ask me the fifth time. I mean, I already answered you the first time.
Why are you asking whether the Trinity is logically consistent if it has no bearing on you accepting the reality of the Trinity?
So I was just trying to understand the Trinity when it comes to from the Christian perspective. That's all.
Okay. So I'm going to ask it a sixth time, brother. Maybe you said English is not your first language. If you're asking about the logical coherence of the Trinity, I'm presuming it's because you want to see if it's sound, because that would lead you to accept the Trinity. Yes or no?
It's I would say one step ahead towards that direction, maybe.
Now we're getting closer. Okay. Number two, whether someone can provide a logically coherent model of the Trinity, because if you've been following the arguments, which you have, because I can hear you've been listening to debates, Christians have tried to come up with different models trying to show the logical coherence of the Trinity. But now let's assume God exists. Let's assume, because you're an atheist. If God does exist, and he's unlike anything in creation, and he's a being that defies our mode of existence, would it be logical for us to assume there are things about God we won't fully comprehend?
That is possible, but
why would it only be possible if God created time, space, and place, which means he exists before time, space, and place, which means he's unlike anything in creation?
But that doesn't make sense when you say before time and space.
It doesn't make sense to who? You're not
to
the
you.
standard of logic, or
No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you said that he existed before time. So what does that mean?
Because unless you're God, I'm going to have to use language that has temporal modifiers. You want me to get technical? Sans time. You want to sound intelligent? You know what I meant. Stop the game. Let me ask you again. If God created time, space, and place, and from your maggot brain, your peon brain, you cannot help but speak of that relationship in temporal language. That's why I said before. Wouldn't that mean that God exists without time, space, and place, and therefore would be unlike anything in time, space, and place?
Well,
see, there we go with the well.
If we're able to do that, we have two things.
No, let me try.
No, I'm not. No. Wait. So there are two things here. The question is, so there are two points here. No, there are two things.
No, there's one thing.
No. How do we falsify it?
No, I'm not asking you about the falsification principle. You didn't even answer my point. You're doing the
so how do I know? So when you say when you say it's beyond my time and
the next point.
Wait. So when it comes to
God's logic, let me repeat the question for this troll, because this demon's not answering. Okay.
I am not troll.
God's logic. Can I ask you the question? If we presume God exists and he created time, space, and place, that means God exists without time, space, and place. So would that mean that he's unlike anything within time, space, and place? God's logic?
Yeah.
You see how easy it is for him to answer, tap dancer?
Yeah, because he's Christian anyway. But
No,
what I'm saying is,
you don't need to be a Christian. You just need to presume the argument for the argument's
okay,
sake.
okay, so you don't need to jump things ahead. Now, my question is, when you receive something illogical, what's the
And
difference
how do you know
between?
something is illogical? What's your standard for logic? Did you come up with it, or is it a metaphysical reality that you're borrowing to attack God?
No, I'm saying, I'm asking about your terms of what is
Justify your
logical.
use of logic now. I want you to justify your use of logic. You said illogical, but you're an atheist, right?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's what you
Justify
said.
your use of logic.
Halal, Habibi. That's what you said.
Habibi, ya Azizi, ya Kobko, Aziza. But brother, I'm trying to get to the next step because I'm trying to see if you're asking sincerely.
I
You
am.
don't need
I'm
to be
just.
an atheist to answer the question. You can be an atheist, say, okay, yeah, if I presume a theistic worldview, a God who creates time, space, and place means he exists without time, space, and place. So he'll be unlike anything within the temporal universe. See, it's easy. Yeah, Azizi, ya Habibi.
Yeah, Habibi. I mean, who created God then?
Okay, see, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, who created God?
Okay, can I answer the question? If we presume God caused time, space, and place, that means he's without time. So how can you even ask the question? Because that assumes he came into being, which means that he's bound to time. So your question now is illogical, talking about logic.
No. It's very logical because the problem with time is we don't know how time started to begin with. We don't know that God even created time.
Atheist, no. If you start as an agnostic atheist, yes, you don't know. But I'm not an atheist. I don't share your presupposition. I'm a theist. So since as a theist who believes God has spoken, God tells me that he created the time, space, material continuum. So
even though I was generous enough to engage, even though that was a different topic, I was talking about the Trinity.
You went to 5 because I'm trying to get back to the Trinity. Let's go back. Let's keep it simple. I know the dogs are manifesting in the comment section because they think they can do it better. But Habibi, let's go back to the Trinity. I'm trying to get to the point of the Trinity by showing you, if we assume, for argument's sake, if we assume, not saying you have to believe it, just for argument's sake, put yourself in the shoes of a theist, and you believe God created time, space, and place. Just for the argument's sake. That means he's a God without time, space, and place. So by his very nature, he's like unlike anything in the temporal finite universe. So that means his existence will have no precise parallel to it because he's unlike anything. Can we at least...
Okay, so when you said time, what do you mean by what is time?
I mean, how do you want me to define it? The beginning of successive events? How do you want me to define the term?
Well, that's my question. What is time?
I don't know because I don't know what your definition is.
No. You said God created time. I don't know what created what. So what is time?
God brings into being the temporal finite creation. For us as Christians, that's when time begins.
So when did it begin?
When God caused creation to come into being.
Yeah, but when was that?
When God caused creation to come into being.
Yeah, so are you saying 6,000 years ago, or is it when Adam came?
Because you're using now a human measurement. I'm just telling you when time begins. So can we go back to the Trinity? You still didn't answer my question.
Just a few more. If he doesn't, we'll move on to it.
Let me repeat the question that you didn't answer again. See, I tried 12 times, even though the dogs in the comment section are manifesting, thinking they know better and they can do a better job. Let me repeat the question the 12th time.
Okay, wait. Look, when you ask me, try to be respectful. Really, you need to be respectful when you speak to me.
Are you going to answer the question or are you going to appeal to sympathy? Because that doesn't work with me.
No. I got nothing to do with sympathy. I got something to do with respect. With respect, that's all.
Okay, can we answer the question? Okay, can I repeat it so we don't appeal to emotions? I know. So I'll give you a hug, Habibi. I'll kiss you, Habibi. All right. If we presume,
I don't know if you're serious, if you're trolling with this.
What do you want to do, man? This guy doesn't want to answer questions.
We're gonna go ahead and move on. We can move on.
All right.
GodLogic, what about the Trinity?
Yeah.
We talked about
we didn't even get to the Trinity.
No, you did not.
Hey, you'd be a good pole dancer. Anyway, brother, I'll be in the background listening, all right?
All right, brother.
Yeah, don't fall for the trick. This guy, you can tell, he's been listening to arguments against the Trinity from the
Of course,
Muslims.
and that's where this stuff comes from. I ain't stupid.
Okay, but I love you, brother. But I just want to do that because you got these Christians who think they're better than us, armchair quarterbacks. But I love you, brother. I'll be in the background. I got your back, homie.
All right, man.